There's good news for older women who want to become mothers. According to CDC data, last year, over 500,000 babies were born to women ages 35 to 39, and over 111,000 were born to women between the ages of 40 and 44. Holly Finn, a speechwriter in Silicon Valley and former Marvel's columnist here at the Wall Street Journal, had one of these geriatric pregnancies, and she joins us now to discuss. Hi, Holly. So do hospitals still refer to any pregnancy over the age of 35 as a geriatric pregnancy?
You still hear the term making the round, sadly, but they have tried to reshift and classify you as an advanced maternal age, which is considered much kinder.
It certainly sounds much better. Holly, how old were you when you had your first child? And the way the world can perceive an older mother first hit you when your son was 4 months old. Is that right?
Yes, I was ancient. When I had my son, I was 47. I had done almost 10 years of IVF, so I was really an old hand. And I was walking down the street one day, feeling sort of gleeful and so proud of this tiny little person. And a woman stopped me and said, "Oh, is he yours?" And I said, yeah, he is," and sort of grinned very proudly. And she said, "Really?" And I said, "No." She said it again. She said, "Really? Because I thought you were the grandmother." And I was so taken aback, but not in an offended way, but it did make me think, gosh, we might need a rebranding. So I'm now preferring the term Gerries, which I think is slightly more jaunty. It acknowledges the fact that you're not a spring chick anymore. But it's sort of, it doesn't have that ring of decrepit, second-class, hunched over kind of parenthood, which I don't think is the accurate picture. Like you said, there are so many of us now.
Absolutely. You point out there's a small army of Gerries now. I love that term, by the way. And we should all get used to it. And besides, there are several advantages. Many studies show there are several advantages to being an older mother, correct?
I think so. Well, you mentioned studies. Evolutionary psychologists have looked at older mothers and found that they're more likely to sacrifice themselves for needy children, and also for themselves to say that motherhood is more meaningful. They also did a study I think it was last year it was released. The Max Planck Institute studied 1.5 million Swedes. And they looked at them and found that older mothers, even older than 40, the children of those parents actually were taller, healthier, and smarter. And I don't want to say anything, but I did take my son to the doctor for his 15-month check last week, and he is quite tall and he has a very big head.
There you go. And you have quite a humorous take in your piece about all of this. What about the lack of sleep that early parenthood brings? Why is an older mother better prepared for this?
I tell you, because prior to actually getting pregnant, I think I was about to hit premenopause, and I could barely sleep in the morning because of the hormones. And if you speak to women and they're honest, they will tell you a lot about this. You may not want to know, but it was really hard to sleep. I have never slept better since I had my son, swear to God.
But don't you need lots of stamina to keep up with a child, a little one?
I think it's mental stamina that really matters, to be honest, and an attitude. I say in the piece, if you look at helicopter parents, for instance, you see a lot of these, and they're very panicked, expending enormous amounts of energy, sort of whirring around, landing on buildings, mussing up people's hair. I think that Gerries actually are rarely that way. They don't waste energy where it's not needed. They're a bit more like driverless cars, or electric driverless cars. They're very calm, quite quiet, totally in control, and they could possibly save your life.
I like that. You're just focused and use the energy very sparsely and wisely. Do you think then that being an older mother brings a better mental perspective and also a better perspective on what motherhood does to your figure?
Well, everyone says it's going to ruin you. And what I found is I was ruined before. So it was age, not having a baby. So I sort of don't want to tar motherhood with that brush. It doesn't make sense to me. Sure. I think the number one mental advantage is a sense of gratitude. If you read, Oliver Sacks had that book that he published, I think it was posthumous, sadly, about called Gratitude, in which he talks about the privilege and adventure of being alive. And I think that of being a parent all the time.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a benefit to a little kid. If you I walk into my son's room every day, so glad to see him. I want him to understand the world is glad he's in it. And that seems a great baseline message for a little person, maybe a big person too.
And a great gift. Holly Finn, thank you so much. And congratulations, your son is simply gorgeous. Love those pictures.
Thanks so much.